Carrots seem to be the go-to vegetable for a lot of meals, but they can get boring. How about we do a little twist on your carrots? We rub them down with some chili, cumin, and we roast them and then put a brown butter honey drizzle over the top with some pumpkin seeds. Let's get cooking with Styles. Carrots, a staple of any holiday meal, but I'm going to change it up just a little bit. First off, we're going to go with these heirloom carrots. You can see the beautiful colors here. We're going to season this with 3 things: kosher salt, cumin, and chili. And I mix it together first before I put it on the carrots because I don't want a big blob of chili on one. We're also going to put minced garlic, and I'm not going to be shy with my garlic. I'm going to put plenty of it in there. And then to that, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. Drizzle that over the top, and then we're just going to sprinkle this over the top. And the key here is really getting a good coating on everything. That way you don't have 1 carrot or 2 carrots that aren't fully coated. So we're going to give this a nice toss. Now you could do this just with orange regular carrots, but because it's the holidays, we're going to really make it special. Get this into the pan and make sure you get out as much of that goodness as you can onto your carrots, and then spread them out best you can so they're not, all bunched up in one area. And we're ready to pop these in the oven. Let's head on over there. So we've got our oven preheated to 400 degrees. One thing I want to point out, you see how I've cut these on an angle instead of just round? Well, because they're sliced on an angle like that, that means those little edges will get crispy. I'm going to also put this on the top rack because that's the hottest part of my oven. We'll roast those for about 20 minutes. All right, let's get this brown butter and these toasted papitas going. I'm working on a medium heat here. We're going to just put the pumpkin seeds in there and keep an eye on everything. You don't want to burn these pumpkin seeds. Once they get hot, the oil starts to come out. And for the brown butter, we're going to put this in and keep an eye on this. Keep it moving. You don't want to overcook it. You just want to get the brown to come up. And you can see how it's foaming up. This is going to turn brown relatively quick, probably in about 2 or 3 minutes. Come and take a look at this. You see this nice brown? Okay, we're right where we want to be. So we're going to shut the heat off on the butter, okay? But I'm going to keep an eye on my papitas, and you can see how nice those are turning. We're getting a nice little toast on those. And don't worry about a little butter getting on there. And that's also the oil coming out of the pumpkin seeds. Now let's add our honey over here. And we're just going to take the honey and we're going to put in about a 1/4 cup-ish. You hear those guys popping over there? And we're going to mix this in and make sure you take this off the heat. We don't want to overcook that honey. Now's the perfect time to also toss these carrots. Give those a nice stir so everything cooks evenly. All right, these look perfect. Now this is when all the magic happens. We're going to bring everything together. Our chili roasted carrots, which actually are nice and crispy and I think will be quite enjoyable. I've got my sauce, my honey brown butter sauce, and I'm going to drizzle that over the top. And this is, I'm going to go ahead and toss it in a bowl first because I don't want it on my plate. And this will put a nice coating over that. And then I'm just going to take a nice serving plate and make sure that we don't let it spill out over the edge. Look at how beautiful that sauce is over the top. And then we'll just take our toasted pumpkin seeds, or in this case papitas. We'll put those on top, and there you go. How about that? Something totally different. If you'd like this recipe, you can go to our website, cbs8.com/recipes, and it'll be there for you. And don't forget, we've got a half-hour special on all these dishes that we're creating over the past couple weeks on CBS 8 and on our streaming channel, CBS 8 Plus. Enjoy.